What makes a good lens for street photography? For me, a good lens for street photography should first of all be compact. In the street, you want to move fast and be almost invisible, and a small lens will help you with that. Then I think it should be fast. Even if you mostly shoot in daylight, you want to be able to open it up as much as possible if you want to capture movements in lower lights. And then I think it should be a fixed length, and that for two reasons. The first one is that fixed focal length lenses are more precise and usually faster than zoom lenses because they are engineered to work their best at a specific focal length. And mostly because it will train your eyes and force you to get used to a specific length. And that gets you to the next question, which is, what's the best focal length for you? And I think we should think of focal length in terms of distance more than in terms of composition. Let's take a couple of examples. The first one would be the 50mm lens. I would define that an observer lens. It lets you stay relatively far from your subject by still producing a feeling of closeness in the end result and a good composition. You can see that in the works of Cartier-Bresson or Robert Doisneau. On the opposite end, you have the 28mm lens. It's usually associated more with landscape photography, but when it comes to street photography, I feel it's a more emotionally charged lens. It gets in a lot of the context and it forces you to get close to your subjects if you want details. You can see it at work in Bruce Gilden's street portraits, Klein and Moriyama's street work, and in the wider full-body compositions of Gary Winogrand. The 35mm lens stands between the 50 and the 28. It is what I would call a witness lens. You can see it in the works of Alex Webb or Walker Evans and some of Joel Meyerowith's street works. It gets more context in than a 50mm lens, but still lets you stay a bit far apart from the subject compared to a 28mm. No matter which lens you choose, I would suggest you to stick to a fixed focal length because if you are a beginner photographer, it will force you to get comfortable with being at a specific distance between your camera and your subjects. And if you are a more established photographer, it will be part in the end of what defines your style in the world.